Out to Mosh Gel, and he taught me this shit. This is more an art of sound than anything, you know, because you always hear, oh, gun bars, they got jokes, they got this. It's an art of sound. So whatever sounds good, you always see it on cam. Yo, why the fuck did they react to that bar? That shit wasn't even good. But when you're in the building and you feel that energy, it's way different, way different.
Since I was a kid, I kept 11 hidden in the basement. I'm into the Stranger Things. I like that. Speaking of Stranger Things, that's coming. The can's thumping. You know that was a silencer or a flash running. Get ready for this shit. First round.
We used to want to be rich. We lost sight of it. Now it's profit a small margin to die trying it. My title is prize survivor of my environment, a cycle with no clue who the buyer or the supplier is. Inspired a type of gift that gave caveman the idea to light fire. With many have tried finding it, I write to get higher. My words inspire reverse science and get inside of the mind of a psychiatrist. Finalist in my region when niggas fighting for sneaker scuffs. You ain't seen enough violence trying to speak to us. I ain't scared of rappers, I'm scared of my own ego. Plus the inner beast releasing the evil that stays asleep in us. Even as teens they reasoned, they said that we needed Jesus. Now legions of people leap in arena seats when the beat erupts. I beat her up. Treat the performance like it's my freedom cup. I'm speaking for my kind from the island that's to the east of us. 30.
That's it. Okay. Drop 30 versus Big Cannon. Y'all ready? Everybody say yeah! Yeah! First round.
There's a difference between the lions in the circus and the ones in the safari. You performing shit. I leave this clown with contorted limbs like calamari and step back. What? You walk a tightrope and the landing will get sloppy. This ring mastered. My next act is bringing Cannon to a body. See, you stepped into the devil's plan. They set the star up for the sacrificial like a pentagram. You secondhand. See descendant blood drawn if I'm checking, fam. You laughing stock. We haven't seen him pass the block since Legoland, my nigga. You ain't never had to box. Only time that Cannon hand a shot is Mega Man. I'm low. Let's go. I'm low this night. Scope design like Cyclops with a broken visor. Open fire. Handle and dismantle cannons like the lone survivor. Cold inside is poltergeist. I'm throwing like I'm Nolan Ryan if I'm known as striker, nigga. Shit'll interrupt the circulation like I broke the cipher. I'm not a bit amused by the biggest loser. Pick and choose in the quickest move. I'm flipping crews like a pit maneuver. I picture you with a fist of food for I picture you having been a shooter. I'll leave his lungs bursting. One person, if it's missing you, then it's hitting Junior till he hardly alive, like Marty McFly. That's if I see the young version in the future. I'm
not gonna freak. Look, let's end all the hype in the air. This is not Billie Jean. It won't be a step in the right direction to bring light to this square. He's in the ring. Come on, boy. With writer's block. Yeah. No regular man can touch us, but y'all think this blood sport. Well, I've never been a Van Damme lover. They booked you to die. They booked you to die. And you think that that's your damn fam? Fuck them. They just got their own family killed. And y'all still think they Hernandez brothers? I should Russia with the gauges, hell raising, pin his face in or spit the flaming, and his whole room out. That's ventilation for this occasion. I ain't for threats or intimidation. You don't think I let a flame pop? Oh, well, it's quite possible it's gonna rain drop. That's 90% chance of precipitation. This is the old McDonald's commercial if I'm getting at his circle. Cause I'll put this clown next to a Big Mac and that nigga's grimacing per pool. I dare a nigga. Round 2, drop 30.
Yo,
let go.
My last name is Hernandez, nigga. That's how you thought you gonna body, dog? Hernandez known as killers, nigga. Wilson's known as volleyballs. Wow. So I can tell that you've been a fake. I can tell that you've been a fake. Cause you big, I'm known for eating everything that's on my dinner plate. Your style is getting stale. You need to innovate. And you talking shit about purple and grimace, but you fit the shape. Yo, and you said some shit about Billie Jean? Like that shit was live, bro? I do your ass like the old Michael and meet you with the wide nose. That's
Today was crazy, man. I'm proud of the Art of War staff. That shit was crazy, man. Day 2 was definitely on another level than day 1, but there were still some killers on day 1, but day 2 was just, it was different. Like, there's a lot of fucking talent out here, which I wasn't even aware of. I cannot believe Don Dollars, crazy, and I think Drop, the guy with the fro, crazy. There was so much talent out here, man. I'm blown away, man. So salute to the whole Art of War staff, man. Y'all did the damn thing this weekend. I think performance is one of the biggest things in battle rap. It's rare. There is some guys that can just stand still and have that projection and talk to you in a way that it's like, this guy, he's nice. I think performance is one of the biggest things. You gotta utilize the space you're battling, move around, you have to talk to your opponent. It's not just about schemes and multis and I can write better than you. It's like, no, you gotta talk to your opponent. Like, you gotta give life lessons. You gotta be the full package. Like, I like guys that are hungry, just willing to work. You know, it's not, a lot of battle raps kind of revolved into this thing where everyone thinks it's a money pit. They think that it's big money and, oh, we're living lavish and we need, you guys have it, we need this. The money gets involved, they get lazy. I like the guys that are hungry, the new guys. I like finding the new talent. They may not be the full package yet, but they'll be missing like something and I'll kind of help them. Like, you have this down pat, you just gotta tweak this and you'll be a problem. And like, one of the best feelings is helping them build up to next thing you know, they're battling on the big king of the dot cards and then themselves traveling the world now. It's not even just Toronto, it's not even just Canada. Like, that right there that's like a payment right there. Seeing people kind of come from nothing and making something out of themselves. It keeps them focused and they're not getting in trouble no more. They're focused on this shit. It's like, I gotta stay in and work on my rhymes.
I use 3 notebooks because it kind of helps me keep my train of thought organized. When I used to write before, I was just kind of jotting ideas down on the side of the notebook, and then I would start putting them together on the page. But as my idea of material started getting more complicated, my writing process started getting more complicated. Now I write everything, all my ideas down on one notebook. This is my notebook where all my ideas go. It's just scattered words. It's just, I'll write down one word that'll help me remember of a punchline. From here, I kind of pick out a few to make into one verse, and then I put them on this notebook. Now in this notebook, all I do is I basically determine the order of the punchlines, the order of the punchlines that they're going to be in the round, and the order I want my material to be in. Now all I'm carrying from here is just, one word, putting it here, one word, putting it here, one word, putting it here. Everything else I'm doing on this page is filling in the blanks, filling in all the setups, filling in all, switching any orders that I think might sound better. On the third notebook is where I get my finished material. This notebook I don't touch till like 2 days before the battle usually. This one just stays blank. Basically my ideas, my draft, my final. Being able to see all of them at one time helps me, I guess, organize it better instead of having to flip back, and then write down something, flip back, erase something, flip back, you know what I'm saying? I can just have it here, okay, whatever. If I need another punchline to just plug in somewhere, I have everything right here, And I still like writing. I don't like typing. I don't like having it on my phone. It doesn't feel the same to me. It helps me think, I guess, when I write something. It also helps to remember it later down the line. Writing is fun. It's always fun to discover new shit while you write, but memorizing is tedious. It's annoying. It takes a shitload of time. When I start memorizing, I'll put a timer for like 40 minutes, spit a verse until the timer runs out. The same verse, back to back to back to back to back to back. Once that timer runs out, spit another verse. And once that runs out, spit another verse. I take a 10-minute break and then spit verses. I can tell somebody's gonna lose their battle, 8 bars into the round. So to me, I always think your first round has to be your, maybe not your strongest, but your least riskiest. Sometimes you have them bars you don't know are gonna hit or you're iffy about, don't put them in your first. I'll leave those for the second and the third, because the first has to be the sure thing.
What I can say is my bars and my energy coming, you ain't never battled a nigga like the way my shit gonna come and hit your ass like a spirit bomb, be really like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Like on some real G shit. It's that Miami shit hitting you in the vein for real. This gonna get you right, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done had your different flavors in Miami. I'm gonna hit you with another one in your vein, you know what I'm saying? I watch a lot of battles, you know what I'm saying? As far as smack and da-da-da-da-da, KOTD, and you name it, you know what I'm saying? I watch a lot of battles as far as big names concerned. And I could say I'm not impressed. That's just how I feel about life. A lot of these guys they just, they getting over. Like, man, they ain't really snapping, man. They not really on no level. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna really show the people, like, I feel like organic them, man, y'all gotta fuck with me. After this one, y'all ain't got nothing like this. Y'all gotta fuck with me, man. Talking that shit, niggas like, okay, this motherfucker really mean that shit. Like, he really might snap out and shoot a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like that. You don't get that kind of energy from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Very few, even in Dade County. But I'm one of those kind of people that give that real raw, it's almost like, you know what I'm saying, that overbearing, like, man, that's really me. You know what I'm saying? That's really me.
Let's show both battlers love. Trez, it's on you.
Yo.
Woo. Yo.
Like do the shooting, but you do not kill. You give off an odd feel. I'ma check them, like I'm researching religions. I'm trying to see if God real. You got a lot of, I say you got a lot of knowledge, right? Then for real, use it wisely. You should have backed out. This was a setup to film you get bodied. It's nothing, I say it's nothing mysterious about you. You get the deal, Lumenati, but they gonna be searching me forever because I'm ill, Lumenati. I'll load the chopper, blow your spot up in open locker, take you to your little cousin's school and stuff you in an open locker, lil nigga. Step in the field with us, I'm hurting them, marking them, and got home with the arms together like I'm worshiping. You got it? I say, stop it, Goddie. I believe that he's scared. Top shotter, I'm leaving him dead, and I don't want to hear you speak of my dreads. Mad Max put his body count with blood on the wall. I put my streaks in my head, tripping on him. Run up. I can tell from your raps you ain't the same nigga. You was Lil Trey, then got goals and started battle rapping and get your name bigger. But let me guess, you've been coming up with the same niggas. You your brother's keeper? Bow. Keep him company in the grave, nigga.
Keep going.
I say, turn up.
He said something about he was gonna be dribbling and ball me up, hit a game winner. While he doing all that nice shit, I'm gonna run off with his bitch while he ain't peeping the game. Like, we go get a entree, I'll run his main course, but with the entree, the chef get 3 of them things. You feel me? Off the top. Hey, I hope they told the chef I'm from the real cutthroat kitchen.
What else?
But if I'm at his table, putting up a meal, it's the heat to his mouth. I'm trying to see if he can cook without his grill. Let's get it poppin'. Goddie, Lumenati versus Sanchez Jackson.
Let's go.
The haters hope he do Goddie bad. My old heads was busting down bricks with the chops like karate class. If he even played with a set of rocks and turn ops for a powder bag, I'ma up clock him and watch sand drop slow over hourglass before we got a battle. I used to have my sliders up, eating everything for the side paper, but I had to drop the 2Ks and recreate myself. It's like a my player. The boy dope, Montega, all black with the sticks. Darth Vader, his name. Or Chef get Z's after the tray. You know, nigga writers. Chef Z's after the tray, that's his name. These Hollywood niggas ain't got the guts to let appendicitis. My dog called my phone like, God, you tough. You be talking all your gangster shit, then you back on your Elijah Muhammad stuff. Is you a comedic harvester or Opalaka niggas that's gonna pull up with the sparklers?
Yeah.
I say, stop talking down and lift the prophet up. Yeah, God got the hammer. Even Jesus was a carpenter. Whoa! I network with a 40 and spread this shit like a marketer. And I know it was
You know, when I started, it was like the rule was you don't touch your opponent. You don't touch him. If not, it's another math and dough situation. You know what I'm saying? Like them niggas weren't even touching. Their hat brims were touching, and it was, you know, it was no holds barred. So I come from like that era where it's like you don't touch a nigga, you're battling. But that's left the fucking premises a long time ago. Now niggas are doing all types of crazy shit. So this was the first time I went up against somebody who was all up in my face. Like how today's is, notice how much space they gave each other. They were just kind of like rapping to the crowd. You know, nowadays it's like you're barking, you're in your opponent's face, you know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and also the rounds were shorter, the setups were shorter, the shorter rounds, you know, like 60-second, 90-second rounds.
Day of, man, you know, you've worked, and it's fucking nerve-wracking as fuck. Like before I get that first reaction, I'm just like, you know, no matter what I'm showing, I'm just like, because you're fighting every kind of emotion. Because you're up there, and you're just basically getting bullied. Like if the person you're battling is straight cooking, you're just getting beat up, and it's not a good feeling. But like when you develop, you know, when you have your shit in line, you can come back and do even better. So, you know, I always make sure I'm fucking ready for the occasion, whatever the case may be.
Bag in the lobby with the bricks. Versace on the kicks and you brought me on my dick.
If I let it ring, you'll get a box. I guess I'm posed as a groom, my Armstrong. One uppercut will make you go to the moon. I'll slash your side like Titanic. Someone bring a rose in the room, then let it heal. And shoot the same spot. DiCaprio open the wound. And so let's see if this New Yorker care about his men's health. Oh yeah, I had the scheme, cause no one in the game informed you. Your family circle ain't real as it seems. And don't play, boy, or your people run out of time when I grab machines. Excuse me, y'all. I'm just explaining what I could do with a magazine. You ain't on par with me. You ain't on par with me, dog. You ain't on par with me, dog.
Dr. Strange, his hand's different. Nigga, listen. Nigga, History X, if I catch you near my car, you'll bite the curve. Another John bar come out your mouth. 211, y'all don't even catch that. See, I kept the steel reserve, nigga. You don't piss me off.
He could play the sucker. I put Sean around a magazine like the Wayans brothers. A bald head, leave him slick. A bald head, leave him all white. It ain't an Aryan. The shot getting ugly for Sean. It ain't Marion.
I'll fly in. Her parents from Ireland, Facebook Live in the crime, get violent, describe it, leaving his wallet at the scene of the night with a copy of his photo ID all inside it for the police and the FBI to come find it. That's a body. I'll make sure it all fit. Fuck it, I'll put keys in the body on some Saw shit. Saw 1 twist.
What else?
Oh my, this cost you a leg, thought you cut it by the end of the night, but killer put everything in place, trick keys, and was planning to shut the door in his face the whole time.
Oh my God. Fuck, that was a good plot.
Clever. I got invited to world domination. Gotta thank the art of war. Had my first battle ever in this motherfucker.
You did.
A clear 3-0 you cannot ignore. Since then, the growth is an oath I've oversworn. Now I've morphed into an avatar. Not cause I've been fly, dragging bodies through the sky, there's more. Cause out the blue, I'm in a whole nother world after accepting the fact that my original body wasn't gonna work anymore.
Yeah. Nothing less than top 3. Copy all facts. Fuck with me and get fed X. That's fed ecstasy. Cold word, the pill with a bunch of different shit. Watch your mouth before I black over a word. Censorship, a buckshot that leave you hanging for dear life. Venison from an era where a revolver spinning. If niggas be fidgeting, fuck whoever thought you would win. You now lay hands on keys. Y'all confusing the instruments. Then again, what? Fuck y'all think this is?
This is a fight. I see a lot of promise and potential in this scene, and I want to see it continue to grow. The veterans are continuing to really put on, are going to expand into new regions, and the rookies, y'all motherfuckers can have these vests on their toes, easy. So give it up for y'all selves. It's my decision. This is a battle going to the ground zero.
This is what we do in Art of War.
You know, man, Art of War is built off of a wonderful staff. LMS, one of the founding fathers, AC, Hindu Rock, St. Pierce, he be doing this thing, hosting it, giving us some advice. Then we also got people in the background like June B's and GK, and even Dropz be kind of, you know, pitching in when he can. And it's just great, it just built off of great people and great talent. And with me, man, with the resources I was doing with getting into Smack and Gates of the Garden, Dre Dennis, shout out to Dre Dennis. I've been using those resources to bring talent down here. Art of War hasn't done an event recently, but what I have done is make sure all my guys on the roster's been on the road. YBS has been now We Go Hard. Man, made it a PG his first year. Bone Car, he's on Body Bag, he just did a PG. Showtime just came from Carolina. LMS is in Canada doing his thing, he's preparing to go to the Gates. Hindu Rock just battled Prep. Riggs, Floss the Boss. Then you got Ziggy B. There's also Rain. Like I'm talking about Ralph Rose, Ghost. Like those two guys are on the PGs now. Even though AO Dub is not, as you can say, doing events right now or being more consistent with it, we've been on the road, and that's what I wanted from my guys. Like, it's cool, we have a crib here, this is our home, but I need your guys on the road to get more exposure. So, AO Dub is moving strong. And listen, I'm not even gonna mention Knowledge Medina, Goddie, Colossus, and Dropz, because they're certified. They're gonna be vets and legends in Miami and what they've done in Art of War. But from the new class, Art of War builds monsters, yo. It builds monsters. Like I don't care. The list goes on, bro. If I talk about everybody, we'll be here all night, man.
This Florida movement, this Florida wave, is really making a splash throughout this whole thing. That's all I gotta say. I'm really proud of the whole Florida movement, and I really believe in everybody that's coming from this shit that has a pen and punches well. Salute.
Thanks.
It all starts with your local league. That's the breeding ground for every artist. Every big battle rapper started on a local league. Every state, I've been to almost all of them. Every state got their local league that is pushing up and coming talent and is looking for the next guy to push and is looking for that next Geechee Goddie, that next Big K, that next Disaster, that next New Jersey Twerk. You know, everybody's looking for that. Everybody wants that new star to push so that they can say, hey, this guy started on our league. So it's just a matter of just looking around, getting on Facebook usually, doing a little bit of research for battle rap groups, and you'll find something within your area. You book a battle on there, you do good, you book another one. You do good, you have footage to show other leagues in other states. Once you get one battle in the door, a few battles in the door in your local league, now you can message this person, message that person, message whoever, and tell them, hey, look, I got this battle on this league, I got this many numbers, I did this many views. You know, I wanna put in work. I wanna go ahead and battle on y'all platform. More often than not, it might take a couple tries. More often than not, they'll get back to you, bam, you gotta battle somewhere else. Now, usually when you are up and coming name, nobody's gonna pay for you to travel. Nobody's gonna pay for you to stay. Nobody's gonna pay for you to perform. You gotta put money out your own pocket, go out of state, go out of your city, go out your comfort zone into your enemy's territory, battle on there. You're basically paying money to battle in somebody else's hood. You know what I mean? You're checking in, basically. You gotta show up there, you gotta do work, you gotta wreck the fucking place. And once you do that a few times, you know, you got a little something to show for yourself. Now you can go to a bigger name, say a Gully, say a Lex Luthor for iBattle, say, you know, ARP for RBE. You can get in contact with Beasley for URL. You know, now you got something to show them that you did. You got a body of work, a portfolio to display to get onto a bigger league. But in between then and there is when you start having the ability to negotiate, you know, based on the amount of battles you've done, the amount of views you get, the amount of fans you have, based on how much people talk about you, you're able to negotiate how much your money's worth. And ultimately, you set your own price. You tell somebody, hey, this is my price. This is my deposit. This is my full. You pay it, I'm there. You don't, I'm not. I see a lot of battle rappers that don't battle a lot because people don't meet their price. And a lot of people criticize them for it. But I think that's perfectly okay. Who is anybody to tell anybody how much their material is worth and how much their time and effort is worth? You know, I've set my price and I've had people not book me because they ain't willing to pay it. And, you know, it's all love. Bon voyage.
Second round.
At Representative Frank's office. I am great. How are you? Bruce would love to speak on the panel.
And people are looking for those kind of districts to move into because of the strength of that school district. Exactly, sir. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
First thing we do is talking about where we from. 90% of the rappers who battle rap talk about where they from. I'm from here, I'm from there, south side, north side, whatever. But once we get off stage, what we doing to better that neighborhood? What we doing to empower that neighborhood? What we doing to make sure that that neighborhood thrives?
These lines of cases that we're trying to fix are feel free to say what the bill sponsor thinks that including this or making this change to the law is going to result in further money in the waters.
What it is nobody filed against Bruce. So I was tracking on the Secretary of State's websites to see if anyone had filed to run against Bruce. And the closing time was at 5 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock nobody had filed. Which means we still have to campaign and we want to get voter turnout, but there's nobody to run against. Which means he did his job and people were happy and they didn't want to run against him. He is on corrections and public institutions, which has to do with our jails, our prisons, and other public institutions. And then he is on the Rules and Administrative Oversight Committee, which bills have to go through after they pass out of committee before they can make it to the floor.
Multiple ways if you're a Dropz or get on a college campus. But we will institute an ALPR, automatic license plate reader, which we will be able to identify outstanding warrants, felons, pedophiles that come on our campus to try to protect our students. They're all fully armed. They all wear bulletproof vests. They all have tasers.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people I'm from 4300 Gibbs. I'm from the south side. And that's why I represent that. And I bought programs to the hood. I bought, money for, millions of dollars for some of the jobs. But I'm just doing them as, it ain't got nothing to do with being a politician. It's the same stuff I was doing when I was just a community leader. When I was just out here protesting. When I was in the movement.
Showed you a different day, past that mask era. See? Okay. Then I would talk to you, because I got a lot of shit to say. But I would never call you lost if I wasn't going to be that GPS that helped you find your way. What you know about being prepared for a battle? A life have you forget every line. I mean, what you know about trying to fight back the tears but lose every time? See, against LOSO, you talked about some shit that I did, but I still haven't worn thin. Remember, I'm the one that went from being pepper sprayed and tear gas to being sworn in. I mean, remember the Capitol for office. Now my office is in the Capitol. It's where the great Gatsby. I tell them, that ain't the life to choose. Because I'm the one explaining to the parents why their kids had to catch 22. See, it's like animal form. We all live in inhumane. Think about it.
Thank you so much for every opportunity that you give us to go ahead and brag and boast about who you are and what you've done. We thank you for the opportunity for us to gather with one. We know something special is happening here. Something different is happening other than us just staying at home turning on a YouTube video of a pastor preaching. Other than a podcast, us just listening to a sermon on a podcast, but something miraculous happens when your people gather together. John chapter 7, John chapter 8, John chapter 13. He's always saying my hour, but why is he saying it? He's referring to his death. Mary is approaching him with the issue. He's looking past his mother. He's looking past the wedding. And he's looking to a day where he will deal with your shame. So when Mary runs to Jesus and says, they have no wine. Wine at that time was synonymous for joy. The only gospel that communicates this story is John. Matthew, Mark, and Luke do not write this down, but John finds it important to go ahead and communicate this. And what he's saying, what Jesus is saying is, hey, I'm the source of your joy. I'm the source of it.
After high school, I haven't heard anything about battle rap, and it wasn't until I met LOSO where I dove back into the culture and just really saw how influential it is.
Y'all can adore this blood if you want. I'm still not gonna let them pass over. Hey! Shout out to my homie Seven. He's an ex-gang member that became a Christian and left that whole thug life. With one song, he educated me and the homies on exactly how this blood right. He told us that brotherly love overcomes all destruction. That's the acronym for blood, right? Well, Jesus Christ shed his blood to save you and me. I guess he's the only one doing blood right. I heard this from the scriptures, but he gonna say that's a Eurocentric mindset that you gotta dismiss it. Why would I disregard God who wrote the prescription? See, this is the difference. I really live this. He bring up scriptures that he briefly just visits, takes them out of context and goes and just twist it. Over here, we separate my God from promo. So if you don't want to hear about how my God is rose, though, living inside my soul, bro, pop the fofo, push rocks with Coco, then niggas stop watching LOSO. Hey, like I said, I came with charisma, punches, and a flow that's cold. He knew he was gonna lose round one. I don't care how much face paint you have on, I promise I will not let you lose your soul. Round one.
I believe personally, I think every culture is a platform to be able to influence, to encourage, to share the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I think that LOSO, what he's doing is a place where I don't think most Christians are doing and are influencing. So I think it's a great thing to know that LOSO, a Christian brother, is in that culture, and you know, that really says a lot about him.
You're here in support of the unions, and you're here against right to work representatives.
Absolutely, absolutely. We all know that right to work is wrong for Missouri. Right to work means the right to work for lesser wages. We often talk about numbers and statistics, but when we look at the statistics across the board, right to work states usually have more unsafe workplaces as well as lower wages. Unions have fought.
Just started high school, I didn't care about politics. I didn't care about voting. I didn't know how important it was. Nobody taught us in my community.
Representative Franks, our newest addition.
You know, in the black community and a lot of economically distressed communities, you hear the same saying, your vote doesn't count. But then you hear folks on the other side saying your vote counts, but not showing you that your vote counts. So if we don't feel like we had any tangible outcome from our votes, then, what's the point in voting? So I've had to deal with gun violence all my life, being a victim of that at an early age, and not knowing how to fight it, right? So later on down the road, Michael Brown gets killed. I take to the streets. Before that, I've never been a protester or activist. I wouldn't consider myself one. And this was 2014, just 4 years ago.
To my older people, to my parents, listen to them. Listen to them. Because there's a generational gap for a reason. We often hear that it takes a village to raise a child, right? But what happens when you don't know what that village looks like? And then they're forced to build their own village. And when they build a village, they might have a few bumpy roads. They might have a hole in the roof. But it's their village that they built. So who are we to come after they built the village and say the way that they built their village is wrong? The way that they're doing things is wrong. They want to be talked to, not at. They want to be listened to. They want to be listened to without judgment. That's the way.
Is enough. We have involved the entire nation to keep this fire burning inside us and redirect our sadness and our anger. Kids are now inspired to raise their voices to To those who do not have a platform and face gun violence on a daily basis, we stand for you. And to the 17 we lost, we honor you.
I go by my brother's statue a lot, just as a constant reminder of why I'm fighting, and just what that statue symbolizes. It symbolizes a young man. Take the fact that he's my brother. He's a 9-year-old kid that was used as a human shield. It signifies an economically distressed community. It signifies the 2 men who killed my brother. It represents issues and challenges in the Black community. When we talk about gun violence, and we're not talking about the root cause. I tell people all the time, am I upset? Hell yeah. Am I mad? Yes. Do I hate them? No. I think they made a terrible choice. But what would have saved my brother? Though I feel we need common sense gun laws, we absolutely do. My economically distressed community, my poor Black community of 4300 Gibson, if we had more resources, if we had better opportunities towards education, if we had better jobs, if we had livable wages, if we had all of these different things, that's what would have saved my brother. Because those 2 men would have been doing something different. I pay attention so much to my challenges, my barriers, what I've been through. And I take all of that and use it as kind of like my superpower, right? Like to help save others, to help others throughout their walks and their challenges and barriers, because my story can help somebody. The things that I've gone through have shaped me and molded me into the person that I am. So me being able to take this place of lived experience and translate that into activism, translate that into politics, translate it in a battle rap, right? Reaching a multitude of platforms to get folks to understand that, hey, you can do whatever you want to do, right? Like, you're gonna have your challenges, folks gonna say whatever, life gonna throw the biggest challenges at you. But if you survive them, you know your purpose.
Being able to use this platform, man, to educate people. Folks get educated. Folks want to feel emotionally attached to something. You take me a daylight. Like, people say we cooked, but that 3rd round is what got it. Right. It's gonna go down as one of the best rounds ever. It's people's favorite battle because of that 3rd round, no matter what we said the first 2 rounds. Yeah. But it wasn't the 3rd round. It wasn't that the 3rd round was super lyrical. It was the fact that it hit with people. It resonated with folks. It had you in your feelings, or it was, tear in your eye, or upset, one of the 3. But it gave you this emotional feel. So why not get on stage? Why not let me get on stage and do what I need to do to educate people on a wider platform? See, against LOSO, you said some shit that I did. But still, we haven't won thin. Remember, I'm the one that went from being pepper sprayed and tear gas to being sworn in. I remember needing capital for an office. Now, my office is in the Capitol. Best thing about grassroots, it's all natural.
So Back when I was just a kid, my pops packed up his bags and he had to dip. Had to run from a heart that was patched to bits. Had to salvage ships in a massive shift. I was 7 years young, trying to get along and learn these songs in a severed eardrum. Daddy had a 12-string, welcome to hum. Heard a couple notes, now I gotta get some. Used to dream I could be in the scene and get big worldwide. Just me and my team, rock shows every night, that's meaning to me. Every word that I write up on a ceiling to see, but I'm not there yet. I'm still young, rack on the floor, just thinking I could be me a star. Father guitar. All right.
Is it
As
right?
good as that one's gonna get. Yep. Just a quick 16 in and out. Murder. Let's go. I switched over. That's how long ago it's been since I wrote on paper. I never liked. Some people love still writing on paper. I never liked writing on paper because my handwriting sucks. Then when we started working with Strange Music, and at the end of the album they were asking us for the lyrics. So I was like, so then I had to write it down on paper and then I have to type it up?
Yeah,
fuck that.
yeah.
Fuck that shit. So now I can write it on my phone fast. I have it with me everywhere. It's fucking backed up immediately. So if I it's in the, if I type it on my laptop, it's in my phone, on the cloud or whatever. So that's handy. And then at the end of the day, when I have to turn it into a label, I just fucking send that shit. It's good to go, man. So I'm here, man. Fighting the good fight. Out here in the music world, making music. Ex-battle rapper. I haven't battled now. That's true. Definitely, it's still in my blood. Like, it's still in my veins. Like, I see a battle or I get to a battle and I still feel like at any moment I might like get in there, you know? The last battle I had was the Grind Time battle with No Can Do. And that was like it was before we signed to Strange Music. We signed to Strange Music in 2011. So I want to say maybe 2009, 2010. So it's been 6, 7, almost 8 years. I never say never, because you never know. I don't see it in my foreseeable future, but I never say never. When I said that, No Can Do hit me up. He was like, don't do it, you know, because he's like, I feel like the crazy thing about, not all, but like most, especially from the era that I'm from, battle rappers, their end game was to make music. There was a Canadian kid, Twist, something Twist, I think it was Kid Twist. And he was the first person I ever heard being like, oh no, I don't make music. And I was like, what? Like, he's like, nah, I just battle. I got into battle rap and I like it, but I never made a song in my life and I never rapped on a beat or nothing. I'm like, what? That shit blew my mind. Because in the end game of all the people that I knew that I came up with, we all wanted to make music. That was the thing. And battle rap was just like a side effect of that, you know? So then I was like, how do I get into these scenes, or how do I get beats, or how do I like find out where the nearest studio to record is? And the only way to like get anybody's attention at that time was to battle. Like, that was it. I went to a jam, and I don't remember what the first one was, but I just remember being there and knowing that there was only like one, like there were some performances, but the main event was the battle. And I was like, well, damn, I think I could do that. I'll try it, you know? And then that's how like I got into it. And the end result was to get connections to do music, you know? So for me, it was always like a stepping stone to get into music. Yeah, it's different. And the motivation too, it wasn't as money driven. Like you can envision making money as a battle rapper now, where back then you couldn't really make money like that. Like now they're like taking battles for thousands and thousands of dollars and getting YouTube pay-per-view money and shit like that. None of that. Yeah, like residuals and shit. Like what the fuck? Like even when I saw that they were making the purses they were making for battles online, like when I did MTV in 2003 and I won 25,000, that was a big deal, you know. Now they'd be making that on the fucking YouTube, you know, and which is dope, which is super dope. And I always thought that was fresh to see it evolve into that. But back then, you didn't have the money motivator for real. It would be like, yo, it's a jam, MC battle, $300 or $200 or whatever, or it was just for like bragging rights. That was it. It was just like to be, you know, we had like the Mouth of the South or, you know, USBC like championship. They had a belt for that one shit, which I still have at the crib. Like, so you get like that kind of stuff. It wasn't really as money motivated. It was all for like connections and bragging rights for real. So now I feel like you can start and see battle rap online and be like, yo, I want to get involved in that and I can make some money by that. So then maybe you don't even think you need to do anything else because why? You don't have to. You can get on pay-per-view and fucking make some bread.
The MC was just the guy who got the crowd hyped for the DJ. His job was just to introduce the DJ basically and pump up the party. And that evolved into rapping, that evolved into rhyming, into the MC becoming the performer themselves. And just in the nature of competition, MC versus MC, rapper versus rapper, start going back and forth at each other over beats. Start going and start going and start rapping and start competing. That evolved into what you would see in something like 8 Mile, the Rap Olympics in the 90s. And that, you know, just, it developed the competition to a whole nother level. Eventually that, you know, evolved into what we have today, into the written, into the intricate levels and layers of lyrics that you have inside battle rap nowadays. It used to be just talk about who you are, what your name is, what you look like, what you're wearing, who you run with, where you from, your crew, your girl, your bands, whatever it is. That's what it all used to be. Now we're talking about your people. We're talking about your ideals, your beliefs, what you stand for. You got people dissing other people because they're from a specific part of their town or their country. You got people dissing people for their religion. You got rappers dissing people for the way they view politics. You got everything now in battle rap. You got Republican battle rappers. That's crazy to me. You got people who are white boys who flaunt it. Hey, I'm a white boy, I'm a preppy ass, whatever. You got people who are gutter, who come from where hip hop originated from, you know, from the hood, from the ghettos, from underprivileged. You got people who come from other countries. Yo, they got hip hop battles in the Philippines that total billions of views, fam. They got that shit to that point now. It's worldwide, it's global, and people everywhere are doing it. You know, it's something that I feel has been done throughout history, and hip hop has just adapted it now into what we have today. So in the past couple months, I've just been chilling, man. I haven't been taking battles like I used to. I mean, 2017, 2018, I was doing 10, 12, 13 battles a year. So shit takes a lot of time out of you, because to have to, you know, prepare for 2-3 weeks, it's a lot. Lately, I've just been working a lot on my music, man, and working on my craft, really, because just because I'm not battling doesn't mean I don't got one in the chamber for anybody. I'm ready at all times. So I just like to step away from it, study, and grow, you know. My music has always been my passion to do as an artist, you know. That's what I consider my art. Battle rap is what I consider my sport, you know. That's what I like to do to sharpen the sword, but music is what I like to do to really express myself and to get everything that I feel out into the world, you know what I mean? So that's always gonna be something, both aspects are always gonna be something that's a part of me.
Wanna hear it?
Yeah.
Cold red, either out the border from the hip hop or no there. You ride the wave I walked into and parted to like Moses. I made the game, you only got to see from where your nose bled. Focus like division hockey, goes in by Sidney Crosby. Ones that always talking shaking when they in my city probably. This ain't a drill.
I went to school in Orlando, Florida, to a school called Full Sail.
And this is like my famous story. I spent my last $1,000 and I bought a camera. Me and my man Corey Shepard, I was doing audio, he was doing video. And me and Corey just had the bright idea to start filming battles. I took it to him, he showed me how to edit, showed me how to shoot.
I used to go to these local battles. My first battle was actually against a dude named Johnny Storm, one of the Orlando legends. Me and him had like a classic battle with no footage. You know, you never see that joint, but it was crazy. And just a lot of the MCs from around Florida, we just had this community in Florida where we would travel to every city and battle each other. We'd go to Tampa, Ybor City.
I remember my man Mike P, 1080p, he's a big director right now. He was telling me, man, why don't you hit up World Star? I'm like, what the fuck is World Star? He's like, everybody in New York and New Jersey, this is what we watch online. So I hit up Q from World Star, and I was basically like, look, I don't have no money, but you know, grind time battles are popping. They're gonna get bigger and bigger. We'll put your logo on every joint if you upload every single grind time battle to World Star. And that was the thing that set it. We did that. You know what I'm saying? We had like multiple million view battles on World Star like every month.
We found the YouTube lane, and we also found the World Star lane, and World Star was blowing up. So I want to say I knew that it was huge when that first battle dropped, you know. But I think when I started seeing it on like the allhiphop.coms, and then when we started Twitter started getting big, like Fabulous and Busta Rhymes and Joe Budden, Race to 5'9", like Alchemist. These people are all like, yo, I watched this battle. This shit was crazy. You know, so Twitter was a huge part of it too. So I think just seeing the presence on social media let us know how huge it was.
Come in this. Alright, so to my boy Johnny Storm, man, you know, one of the reasons why I'm even battling right now, man, I used to watch this guy, you know what I'm saying, battle some of the greats, man, and, you know, see him become a great as he was doing it.
Here in Pine Street, the first grind time battles that took place out here, it's right over there in that white building. It was called Redefined, and it was me versus Mosh, you know, shout out to Mad Ills, Drect, everyone that put me on the grind time with Drect and Mel. And that's it, man. The first battle, like I said, that made it to World Star, the first to break 100,000 views, the first that made it viral with the rhyme flow. You know, Florida got put on with this. Everybody picked it up after this. This corner right here was big, man. All the biggest MCs. And then right this way, we, the AKA Lounge, which is upstairs coming up. Like I said, we brought down, you know, AZ for the first time in Orlando. See where that A's at? It's like the attic now, they call it. And we brought in, you know, AZ, shout out to Quiet Money, shout out to Chase Millions. We brought Joel Ortiz out here before, you know, just off of his first drink to his first buzz, Freeway, Terminology. I mean, everybody's been in the building right here at the attic. I'm pretty sure this door is closed right now. But we'd have gone up there and you'd have seen some nostalgic shit, because there was a lot of battles. We hosted a lot of lounge battles, the bar fight battles, one-shot battles. I mean, there's a lot of history in this building, you know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, thinking he can beat me, what was this lame thinking? I leave his fucking brains leaking like he ain't leaking. I had a case squeezing, he on the ground straight oozing this shit. Yo, you losing this shit. I'm the best of the night and I'm bruising.
Losing this shit? Nah, you is a bitch. Listen, I'm the big boss. I don't know where you got your G's, but let's say you got ripped off.
This that fresh shit. What you spit, I'm not impressed with. You dyslexic, and your pockets anorexic. Your main bitches who I'm having sex with.
I'ma tell you, the rest of it trash. Judging by your dome, we can say you was ahead of your class. Listen, rhymes that I'm dead in, all your punchlines, I can see where they're heading.
You flow weak, through everything you speak is so. I got heat that'll knock your damn Adidas off. I see lows and he do too. You's a clown and your style played out like football.
I'm a true shotter, don't tell me who's hotter. You ain't winning hair cause you came with Chewbacca. Come on homie, I'm dead a faggot. You ain't doing shit to me with that stupid ass leather jacket.
You tried to call me Chewbacca, this lion fur bastard, call me Mufasa. You fuckers wanna know who hotter? I'm not thinking nigga who hotter.
Yo, hold up, that was a cute bar. But if you Mufasa after I kill you, then who's Scar? What the fuck is you coming to? Come on, man.
I come from a weird era, from a weird little segment of a generation in battle rap, because I grew up towards the end of the freestyle battle on beat started dying out, and while the acapella written format started coming up. So when I started, that's what everybody, the freestyle on beats was what everybody was doing when I first got my start. And that was a much more, it was a much more difficult game to get really good in than written format battle rap, because not everybody can freestyle, and more people can write than can freestyle. It's a lot harder to come up with something off the top of your head on a beat. You got to keep rhythm, you know what I'm saying? That's other monsters that some people just aren't built for or ready for, you know, or have never had to go through. Freestyle battling definitely has a higher barrier to entry than, you know, written format battling in terms of skill. You know, it's a lot easier to write and to prepare for something than to obviously have to come up with it on the spot. But written battling is more impressive than freestyle battling. the shit that you can come up with when you got time to write is obviously gonna be a lot better and gonna have a lot more impact, and you have a lot more layers and depth and ways and angles to attack somebody and explore than you can in a freestyle where all you can really do is talk about somebody's name and how they look. You know, with a written battle, you could talk about, you know, their past, you know, stuff that you heard in other battles, something that happened, you know, in a previous event. It's a lot more that you have access to be able to talk about the person you battle.
Why you like to memorize
Outside, it just, I don't know, sometimes it provides you with more inspiration than just being trapped in a room and just, you know, focusing too hard on something. I've noticed a long time ago that when you spend too much time focusing on something, it becomes harder to do. Your brain just kind of traps himself in a box when you're yourself trapped in a box. I like to walk around, and this is some advice that for any newcomers, anybody trying to battle, anybody who's into it, could definitely use is when you're stuck, when you find yourself in that position where you can't think of what else to write, you go outside. 9 times out of 10, I'll take a walk when I'm stuck, and by the time I finish coming around the block, I got it. I got exactly what I needed. It could be something as simple as a bar or something as complicated as a half a verse. Sometimes I'll do it just by walking out and taking a walk and just breathing and just going outside and seeing what it is and what's going on, and it comes to you like that.
And put on nobody who's breaking through. The nigga ran this shit like Vince McMahon headlining all his pay-per-views. It's straight garbage.
Pokers, don't worry, this is a camera looking at me, so clearly have the focus, so you can see the bigger picture. Time zone is here, kicking it back at the microphone, I'm still iller.
My name is Rec, I like to kick it off the mic phone. I came from Miami to give props to time zone. I do it pretenses, and off the freestyle I'm sharper than these barbed fences. I try to tell them now that I kick it, now I speak tall. I tell them now that I be kicking it to reach y'all. I told them now that I don't creep fall. He reps who's crazy, they tell me out here it's Small. Hey, I tell them now when I be rocking it. I tell them everybody we dope and they all the opposite. And now and if we locking it, we let them know it's Gattaca. They be like them clones we came to rock in South Africa. I be letting you know now, out in the corridor. My name is recognized, I rep from Miami, Florida. And I try to do it, my people, there's no equal. So when we come to Slotcast, tomorrow is the sequel.
Well, you asked an interesting question. You said that, what was it like going to bat for and pushing the line for the entire West Coast movement when we're so stylistically diverse within ourselves that it often becomes, it's difficult for the masses to digest in a lot of instances, and what's that like? And my response was, frankly, my dear, we don't give a fuck. You feel me? Like, we literally have, like, the diversity you mentioned is so overwhelming, in our culture, just as a region, is so developed that we don't really depend on outside acceptance from the rest of the world. Like, we're able to exist as an insular bubble, but at the same time, California in its essence is a much newer place than the rest of the country. It wasn't until 1849 in the gold rush that California even became populated. We in Florida right now, that's one of the original 13 colonies. What was that shit called? Spanish Florida or some shit? You feel me? Like, out in the West, it was like everybody that came there, with the exception of the natives that were already there, but that's a whole other topic, you feel me? But everybody that came there had the pioneer spirit. You had to have balls to even go out west and try to, like, survive amongst the savages and the outlaws and the gunslingers and all this crazy shit and these climates that are crazy to even get there. You gotta go through fucking the Donner Pass and these gnarly ass fucking snowstorms in Utah and all this shit to even get out west. But, you know what I mean? Like, in that, but at the same time, it brought people from all over with these mentalities and with that pioneer spirit. So we have a little bit of the rest of the country and the rest of the world influence within us, but we have, like I said, we're still super unique to ourselves. So at the end of the day, like, to put it out there, and whether you like it or not or understand it or don't, you will in 5 to 10 years, because we have a history of being ahead of the curve and being influential and just being progressive. So it's like, we don't expect, and I didn't expect people to get it right away, but within the context of battle rap, I knew they would. So really at this point, now it's kind of like everyone's at an even playing field, but at the end of the day, we're always going to be the Fresh Coast, and we're always going to have, whether you like it or not, it's a style, and it's a whole unique lexicon, our whole lingo, the way we talk, the way we dress, the way we act, the way we come across. It's there, and it's going to be influential forever, you know what I mean? Like, hella influential. So whether you like it or not, it's there. Just like the fucking high-pitched synth lead in the fucking that Zapp and Roger used to always play, that Warren G used to always play, that DJ Mustard is playing now. You know, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be the West.
Yeah, make some noise, wedding party. All right, we got the Mr. and Mrs. Smith battle ready to go on right now. We got Kristen against Ben. Y'all ready? You ready?
We ain't flipping no coin.
Nope. Who's going first? I'm going first. You going first? All right, first round on Ben. Let's go. Mr. Smith.
Come on, Benji. Y'all ready?
Give me a beat.
8 years together. Finally married. It took longer than most do. But now that you locked in, girl, I'm fixing to roast you. Now it's so cool that we can go through with this, but your bars better be more well-rounded than your booty is. Your beauty is truly unmatched, but so is your laziness. Yet you still earned you a ring like you play for the Patriots. See, baby, get the Brady pitch, because she the greatest of all time, but if you waiting on her to eat, y'all gonna be waiting here all night. See, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. It's just the fact is you be taking smaller bites than rabbits do. I mean, I can't even start my meals until she halfway through. But I just laugh at you, because I love you, girl. And you too damn pretty to be fighting with. Like Underworld. No wonder, girl, you getting these wedding bells, because I chose a life with a Mrs. Smith. Not a night with a Beckinsale, so check it out. Oh my goodness. We actually about to get a joint checking account. I don't want to hear a damn thing about how much money for Mexican comes out. Tacos is life. You ain't lying. Say it again, preach. And I actually got Kristen. So for the next week at least, y'all know I'm taking advantage. If I'm like, baby, I'm hungry, that mean make me a sandwich. I'm truly blessed, right? This newlywed life is Romeo and Juliet-like. Cause it's still death do us part. Cause it's Smith for life. This my wife. F whoever got a problem with it. We came a long way from them apartment stairs and whipping around that Honda Civic. I love my girls the most. I'ma support them with an honest living. Always said I'd be a good father. I ain't no walking, talking contradiction. I promise this shit. I love you, Kristen.
You. Everything you said at the end was nice. But I still won't help you win tonight. And I need you to understand this. Just because we're married, don't mean I'm making you a sandwich. Talking about taking advantage, I'm the one who ain't got to pay for mechanics. And that's real. See, facts kill. You about to lose this quicker than a wallet in Nashville.
Hey, Kristen won already. You done won that one.
But I got your back still. Talking 100%. I just want to say this though. You stubborn as shit. I ain't stutter a bit.
That's a fact.
You the type to paint cars but leave yours covered in dents. Shit just doesn't make sense. Acting like I can't take the crown? You need a golden globe. We can go round for round, no do-si-do. Let me show you how to get them views up, like OVO.
Drake bars.
And I know you don't think you can actually win. What I craft with a pen will leave you standing beside yourself, like you rapped with a twin. And I'm happy with Ben, but you drive me nuts at the same time. Quit losing your shit when you cross over state lines. I'll be quick with my shit, and there are gonna be hate crimes if I catch any new broads casting you date lines.
NBC!
That was a bar.
With that being said, I'd like to take the time to say, me and him have been through thick and thin. Never a dull moment. You keep it interesting. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You're my best friend, my other half, and love of my life. I may not be perfect, but I'm always going to try to be a good mother and wife. Time.
When you get to a certain stage of growth and development, it's the same struggle that rappers get when they get to a certain level of, yo, you're multi-platinum, you're not selling dope anymore, you're not getting shot at. How do you still have that same rawness and maintain that fucking passion and hunger that you had as a young MC coming up while you're, you know what I'm saying, eating foie gras and popping Cristal? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not there anymore.
That shit clearly, clear as day. My first battle ever in the current format that it's at right now was in 2009, 2010. I don't know if I was still in high school or had just gotten out of high school, but it was against Absurd from Grind Time at the time. Absurd had already had a few battles in Grind Time under his belt, and it was set up by H2O, one of my personal mentors. He set up the battle for a Street Wars event. It was in downtown. It was during Ultra. I remember that. Because I remember pulling up to the battle and everybody was, you know, all the hoes dressed up, all, you know, for the Ultra Festival. That shit was wild. One of the judges for that battle was recognized. He was one of the judges for that battle, and I won it based on the judge decision of 2-1. And Rec was one of the judges who voted for me. And I thought that was real cool because I kind of got my whole inspiration to battle from seeing recognized back in the days in the MTV battles that he won, where he won like $40,000 and like a deal to fucking Rockefeller and shit. And when I saw that, and I saw, yo, this is a dude from South Florida who just won this shit in New York, you know? They had him on with a big ass Letterman jacket that was 3 times his size. And he won that shit, and I'm like, bro, I was in like 4th or 5th grade when I saw that, and I'm like, bro, if this dude just won, some guy from South Florida just won this shit, I want to try this shit out. You feel me? I want to fucking see how I could do in this. And from there, everything came back full circle. Lo and behold, Drect is one of the people who was judging my first battle ever. And I make sure to tell him that every time I see him. You know what I mean? I make sure to remind him, like, hey, bro, I got my start because I saw you. And he always remembers that, and that's always real cool to me. It's always real cool that he does remember, you know, even with all the success he's had in the music industry and how far removed from battling he is today, he still remembers that he had that impact on me.
And I've been battle rapping specifically battle rapping for more than 10 years. I had my first organized battle as soon as I got out of high school. And there's only one reason to do something that long, and that's because you love it, man. That's because you really, really gotta like doing this shit. A lot of people don't realize how much energy, and particularly how much negative energy you have to harness to get into battle mode. You're constantly thinking of shit that's bad about somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'll be at work and I'll see a lady walk in and I'll think of ways to insult her. Could be the nicest lady in the world. You really, really gotta love that shit for the competitiveness and for the drive and just for that idea of going up against somebody and thinking, nigga, I'm better than you, bro. I'm better than you at this shit. I'm better than all you niggas in this building at doing this battling shit. That's the reason you do that shit. Any other reason, if you want to battle because you want to make it onto Smack, because you want to make it on King of the Dot, because you want to get paid, because you just want to sound cool, that's not the right reason, bro. The only reason to do this shit is because you love it, bro. Because you like to do this shit. And it's that passion that really shows when you see those people who have been doing it that long, who are that good at it. It's the competitiveness, man. I don't think there's any other reason to do it other than the love, man. The money's cool.
The exposure is cool. The respect is cool. The publicity's nice, man. But it's all for the love. If it ain't for the love, it ain't real, bro. It ain't real. And it's easy to lose passion in this sport. It's very easy to lose passion when you start focusing on all the other things. When you start focusing on everything else besides the love, man, when you start focusing on, man, I haven't been on this league, I haven't been on that league, this guy's getting paid more than me, this guy that I came up before is getting more respect than me, that's when you start losing the love for it, man. That's when you start losing what you did it for, because you're not doing it to be better than anybody else now. Now you're doing it for a motive that you can't guarantee yourself. Lose the love when you start letting money come into play and start letting that dictate your moves. You know how many battles I've done against people who I thought were trash and I wasn't motivated for and I didn't barely write for because I thought they weren't at my level, but I got paid for it. And that wasn't an impressive showing. That's when you see the differences. You know how many times I've taken a battle for free, way after I deserved to get paid because I liked the competition, because I saw who I was battling and I'm like, man, that guy's gonna make me push myself. That's gonna be entertaining, that's gonna be fun for me. I like that. You know how many times I've gotten offered more money than I've ever gotten paid for a battle, to battle somebody who I didn't think was at my caliber? And sometimes I'll do it because I need the bread. I'll be real. Everybody needs money sometimes. Sometimes I'll do it because I need the money. But you can always tell. You can always tell. We're at the green box right now. This right here, this was the universal meeting spot. This was a Switzerland for everybody in the neighborhood. This for everybody from this building, that building over here, that building over there, that building, the neighborhoods on the end of the block. It's for everybody would come here and converge and talk about what we was gonna do. What was our play for the rest of the day and what was gonna go on, you know, what was the plans for whatever we had set, you know. This was our Congress. This was where we all met, basically. Everybody in here just, you know, anybody new to the neighborhood would walk by and see a bunch of kids just hanging out here. And naturally you're attracted to it. See what was up, what the crowd was up to. And some people didn't even have house phones. Some people didn't have phones in the crib, you know, so everybody was come here and meet up and figure out what's going on, you know. School's over, or you skip, come here, you chill, post up, wait for other people to get here. Usually you just over here, you know, trying to find out a way to make money, to get some food, you know, way to smoke some weed, way to get some studio time. Just come here and discuss ideas, you feel me? And find out what we was gonna do, what was our plan. This was the spot. This was our parliament. This is our Congress, you know what I mean? This was it. They done painted over this shit, man. I remember I used to have mad marks all over here. They painted over it, and now other people wrote shit over it, which is pretty cool, man. As long as shit is still happening here, it makes me happy, you feel me? I don't know who the fuck this nigga is. I didn't hang out with him, but this looks like it's been here for a while. Yellow? That's pretty cool. We got Papo over here. I don't know Papo. Yo, I used to mark this shit right here. I used to have Dropz over here. I used to have some other shit written over here. This shit is crazy. Times change, bro. They unearthed me from the slums of the unworthy, not enough working. Kids addicted to drugs early, shit's blurry. I know plenty of niggas that done dirty, staring down the eyes of the judge, jury for some mercy. 20-something now, just trying to make it above 30 and earn a buck's worth. I'm not in too much hurry, it's a tough journey. Everything around you is bloodthirsty, so we puff herb and makes the whole cycle less unnerving. Who could observe themselves in the mirror and see something back? We're in the mask, can we take it off? Is it too much to ask? It makes me laugh, try to come clean from a trouble double pass only to find blood in the bubble bath. The same route my mama warned me about. Notorious for spilling 40, smoking blunts in the house. You never hear stories of glory from the warrior's mouth. The silent nigga in the back's the one you worry about. 30.